But when you now, if you don't help me with that when you are home, right? Then dishes we now after this we gotta go downstairs, clean up downstairs. By the time I finish with all that, by the time I edit for an hour or so, who have time to be putting their legs in the air?
Your love, I'm gonna make you mine. There's something special about your love. I think it's one of a kind.
I got one for you now. So you skipped this one, and I think actually we're gonna divulge on the same one. So I want you to read this sentence and follow through with answering the question. You're gonna need a drink for this one. So the question, or the sentence you have to complete is, the last thing that you did that annoyed me was.
Tell me.
Why you don't answer?
I want you to answer first.
You answer the question.
I don't remember the last thing that you did that annoyed me.
Oh, come on. Yo, I'm too old for them silly little man traps.
All right.
I'm too old to fall in those.
We should have started with this topic because we should have started with this one because this is gonna be an hour-long conversation. Okay, all right. So you said the last thing that you did that annoyed me. All right.
Don't be something
there's
petty
no
like,
hesitation.
oh, you were outside,
no,
and I
no,
didn't
no,
know you were outside, so I was calling for you.
There's no hesitation on this one. So this one was actually last night. It wasn't something that upset me, where I couldn't sleep or anything like that. So that's only happened once in our lifetime, where once in our relationship where we went to sleep, like I went to sleep angered, right? I usually try my best not to do that. Like, it's something we discuss and we get over it before the night's end. But this was something last night. Like I said, it didn't anger me, but it was like I wanted him to take note of it. So we were downstairs, and I think I was like, oh, we need to go and like put Kellan to sleep and like bathe him and do the nighttime routine. And he said to me, I was like, babe, like, I need help or something. Like, I need you to like help me with this.
That's not what you said. But okay.
So I was like, we need to get this done, right? And he said to me, babe, I don't have that much.
That's not what I said.
Downtime.
That's
okay?
not what I said.
This was how many hours ago?
That was not what I said. But what I said was.
Okay, so
let me repeat what I said.
I want you to be
angry about what you said.
Tell them what I said then, and then you tell them what you said.
I said. Actually, you even getting what you said wrong, because what you said was.
What did I say then?
You could be doing this or doing that.
Oh yes, because we were right? Trying to clean up. Okay.
No, we were getting ready to eat. We were getting ready to eat.
Oh, that's true.
And you were like, yo, you were basically alluding to like I could be doing something more productive.
Okay, yes.
Like opening a bottle of wine or something like that.
And I said,
blah,
I did say that. I said, yeah.
And I said,
even though I had opened the bottle of wine already.
I said to her, and she got really mad about this, right? So
I was annoyed.
I said, yo, I think you underestimate how little downtime I have.
Okay. Ding, done.
Okay,
period.
so that is different from what you said, though.
So let me sit, because I don't want you to go and say nothing else. Okay. So I ate my dinner. I brought my child upstairs.
She was just as angry as this sounds, too.
Okay. I bathed him. I put him into bed. I called Daniel. I said, Daniel, come and say goodnight. Put him to bed. And that was it.
Hold on. What was I doing? Because we're not going to play that game either. Don't make it sound like I did everything. Right. And he was just sitting downstairs not doing nothing.
No, he felt guilty.
Oh,
so
come
he stayed downstairs.
That's not, no.
What happened? You knew that, like, yo, she upset.
I knew you were upset, but no. Okay, so since you're going to play that game, so what you're implying then, let me get you straight, is that I only cleaned up downstairs or attempted to clean up downstairs because I felt guilty about upsetting you.
Okay, so let me now say this, okay? what would have normally happened if you didn't realize, like, yo, she upset, is you would have done what you were doing prior to this conversation. Is you would have been on your phone, and then you would have been like, oh shoot,
we had to plug the camera in for this one, so go ahead.
Okay.
So your implication is that
what you
I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't normally clean up downstairs.
No, I'm not saying that you wouldn't have cleaned up. But what you would normally would have done is what you would have said is, I'm going to continue playing on my phone. And when I say playing, I am saying he's going to be looking at TikToks. He's going to be watching a YouTube video. He's going to be doing X, Y, and Z. Stop making those spaces. Let me finish, okay? Then he would have been like, oh, she calling me to go at, or no, you would say, oh, water stopped running in the bathroom. Kellan is outside of the tub, and then you start like cleaning up downstairs, right? In the meantime, when it's the other way around, and you are doing a nighttime routine, I am downstairs clean up the kitchen, clean up the living room, and then when it's time for him to be like actually be put to bed, I am upstairs with you guys.
All right. First of all,
I'm not finishing my statement, right?
But I just want to correct something that you're doing right now.
Okay.
You are faster than I am at cleaning up downstairs. I have tried my optimal.
That's going to continue with my statement, but okay.
No, because
keep saying it. Mm-hmm.
No, because what you're doing now is you're using your ability to do something at a higher efficiency, as if like, yo, like there's nothing that I can do about that. I'm working on it. I can't clean up downstairs at the speed that you clean up downstairs.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Okay, let me continue, right? So that happened. So I was like, yo, let me tell you, okay, to all my stay-at-home mommies and stay-at-home daddies that have experienced this, right? So when you said that, right? How did you feel like, yo? And that's what I actually texted him, because I was like, yo, I'm upstairs. I'm not upset, but I don't really want to talk about it, because what's going to end up happening is I think I might end up crying. Because I feel that you actually underestimate what...
Exactly. Okay.
You underestimate how much downtime I have, even though I'm home, right? So I think that's the dynamic shifts, is like I said, anybody that, even as a working mother, right? You might come home and have X, Y, and Z things that you do, or if you are a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, I want you to understand the dynamic of that, is that just because you're home doesn't mean you have downtime, right? And you might see me on your phone and be like, yo, you doing the same damn thing? And I'm like, I might not be, right? Sometimes I'm checking the YouTube analytics for this channel, and you're like, okay, or I'm doing research and stuff like that, and you might be doing the same thing and I'm not actually considering that. But just because I'm home, like, I wake up, I start routine with him in the morning, and you see it because you're here sometimes in the morning, so you see, like, I'm starting the routine with him. I bring him downstairs, I get his breakfast done, I'm trying to like engage in his speech therapy, that I've kind of established with him, and I try to play with him, and then it's like putting him to nap. Then he wakes up, and you think, oh, nap time. Before it wasn't nap time, it was like, okay, it's nap time, we all gonna go to sleep. Now it's like, during his nap time, that's the only time that I really get to like edit sometimes, because I have the computer in front of me and he's kicking, or his show is loud, and I have to be like, no, Kellan, put it down, or I have to be engaging with him to do like a lesson with him. So, you might come downstairs and you're like, oh, okay, so after that, okay, let's even go into that. So you come downstairs now, getting ready to go to work, and I'm like rushing to make dinner now and prepare your lunch, or your lunch for work and stuff like that. And then it's like I talk on the phone with you, and then I go back to editing, and then it's nighttime routine again. So where is my downtime? So like I will tell him like, oh, I watched a show on Netflix or whatever. I'll watch a movie, and that is me on the computer editing. That is a downtime again. So I have a little bit of downtime when Kellan is sleeping, and then a little bit of downtime where half the time I'm falling asleep. And if you ask me to watch one of those movies with you, A lot of times, I don't remember half of the movie because I wasn't paying attention to it. Okay? And you've experienced where I'm editing and you're like, why are you listening to that again? And it's like, because I'm so distracted.
Well, you also very stubborn because I've told you to listen to the thing with your headset and not have it trying to play while his thing is playing. And
how am I going to do that?
The same way all us recording artists do it. You have one ear here. I'm not saying cover up your ears. And I know you have a toddler.
Yes.
But you cover one ear so you can hear what's really going on in there.
As you experienced today, right? Imagine you editing and Kellan went upstairs. This is a fact of what happened today. Kellan ran upstairs, took off his diaper, and is playing in the bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff's gonna happen. It is what it is.
So it's like, where you'd have a traditional work time, right? You say, okay, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna be in the office. I don't have that ability when you are a stay-at-home parent. It's very hard to have that ability. You have to be breaking up your work,
interject with it,
your work hours, right?
Yeah.
So like I said, it's nap time, and I have the computer. I'm trying, and then there's other things of like, Lisa, can you help me with my schedule? Lisa, can you help me? So there's you being the supportive spouse, being the mom, to a toddler who has energy for days, and then the times where you're like, I am literally, I'm looking at the Gap just because I'm like, I want to do something different. Looking at Gap.com, looking at t-shirts for Kellan, t-shirts for my husband. So it's a toll sometimes.
So I want to make sure that you get your full answer in.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have you?
I think I got it out. I think I ran through.
I'm not asking you, are you done? I hope you don't feel like I'm just like, are you done? I want to make sure that
I might add in a couple here and there, but I think I got it out. Like I said, so, when it came to it, it was just like you said. I think you underestimate my downtime. In the same breath, it was, I think you underestimate my downtime. Because when I was working full time, and I'd come home and you'd be like, yo, you're in the bathroom for like 30 minutes decompressing. You're, like the drive home, I would decompress. Sometimes I wouldn't even listen to the radio. And then I would get home and I decompress again, right? Now with a toddler, that's even more difficult, which is, I'm sure you understand that. It's like the drive home, I'm sure that you're doing that. And then coming home, and then it's like, you jump into bed and stuff like that. But just because I'm home, don't assume that you don't underestimate. That's all I was saying.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? So initially when I wrote down this question, none of this had transpired. This was written like a week ago.
It was, yeah.
So what was funny though is I knew that was going to be your response tonight, right?
Yep.
But the funny thing is,
so were you trying to annoy me?
My response.
Were you trying to annoy me?
Hold on, it's my turn now. My response to the answer of the last thing that you did that annoyed me is the same exact experience, the same exact scenario. And I'll tell you why.
Okay, so how did I annoy you?
Because I think in what you did and how you responded to what I said to you, you fell into a common communication problem that is associated with women a lot, which is I said something and you took it like I will say this. A lot of the generalization problem that we have between men and women, right, is men talk in like addition, subtraction. Women talk in algebraic equations, right? So you trying to solve for X when I say this. And what I say that is, I said something that I felt at that moment in time about me. You took what I said and morphed it into a must be nice kind of saying, which is I'm saying to you, because I think women communicate like this very often, even with people you'll get along with, is this weird passive aggressive thing that they do, where it's like, if I say, like, you know the game Never Have I Ever? Okay, so it'd be like if I went like, you're supposed to sip every time that blah blah blah, whatever, right? So it's like you took that as like a weirdo, like never have I ever comment, and it wasn't. It had nothing to do with saying that you don't have downtime or you have more downtime or comparing my downtime to your downtime.
Okay.
What I was still simply stating was, I think sometimes you underestimate my downtime.
Okay.
I didn't say that you have more downtime than me. I didn't say you took it and morphed it into, oh hell no, he made it like I got all this downtime and he don't got no downtime. And I was just talking about how I felt in that moment, because I was on my phone, and what I feel like you're not admitting is, because you saw me on my phone, like not doing nothing, instead of just saying like, babe, can you open the bottle or do this or whatever, and I told you, I said, listen, sometimes when I'm mentally tired, you're gonna have to just ask me, no matter how obvious the thing is.
All right.
Just ask me to do it.
Ding ding ding. What did you just say? Sometimes I'm gonna have to ask you, right? So again, right, when you are, I'm not gonna generalize because I don't know if everybody experiences this way, right? But when you are a mother, when you are a stay-at-home mother, when you are juggling life, right, as a mother, as a woman, it gets tiring. We feel, or I'm not gonna say we, I'm gonna say me, to have to ask for help, right?
Why though? Because you ain't got nobody to ask for help.
But I feel, right, this is just like how you felt in that moment. I feel when I am in the midst of something, right, and I have to look over and ask you, babe, like, grab the wine glasses, babe, there's some things in the sink, put them in the dishwasher, no? Like, it's like, that should be just a part of your, like, logic, like, yo, Lisa's preparing dinner. But that's crazy.
Because you can't use that you know why your logic is flawed to me? You can't say, when I'm at home, I have no help. And then when you have someone at home to help you, then say, I'm tired of asking for help.
All right.
Who you asking for help when no one is here then?
So,
you ask the random air, you ask no one.
So, alright, so when you at work, right? And you running around and you're like, yo, why am I the only one working? Everybody else sitting down. Right?
If they send somebody to help me, you think I'm going to sit there and be like, yo, you need to infer what I need help with. They come over there and be like, all right, what do you need help with?
Okay.
Yo, I need you to discharge those people, do this, that,
right.
blah, blah, blah.
But the person asks, right? That's what I'm saying. There's times where you sitting there and I feel like, I'm like, yo, when you gonna ask?
I'm going to stop you again, because I'm going to reiterate what I said, which was, I think that you underestimate how much downtime I have. That has nothing to do with how much downtime you have. That's not an implication that you have more. That's not a must be nice to be a stay-at-home mom and have more downtime than me. That's saying that when you see me doing that, don't assume like, yo, what's wrong with you? Get on the ball. Yo, I just came off the damn ball. So all I'm saying to you is, yo, I might need a nudge, like, yo, babe, yo, we trying to get Kellan to bed from like 10:30 or whatever. And like, there's the other men out there like, yo, bruh, you want sexy time or whatever,
yes.
blah, blah, blah. We need to get this rolling.
Okay.
So kind of help me with my motivation to do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Because now that I just got finished getting blasted for 36 hours of them either trying to send me home the second that I can sit down, right? The second that I'm not sweating my like down my back and busting my ass in the ER, they're trying to send me home.
You're about to say your boss.
Right? Yeah. So if I'm not working for 12 hours straight or 11 and a half hours straight, they trying to send me home. I just got home and I'm like, damn, I'm tired. My toddler does not give a F if I'm tired. He's like, oh yes, daddy's here. He don't care. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. At 9 o'clock in the morning, when I just got home at 8:30 and bathed and then got in the shower after 3:12s at night, when he come and kick that door in, he don't care that I ain't sleep. I can't reason with him about that. So the thing is, I'm sitting there like kind of slumped on the phone, watching something dumb like TikTok and or some bullcrap battle rap or something.
Like I hear it, and it's like it's like.
But you judging my downtime though? That's crazy.
But on the other side of it, remember where this is like the dynamic, right? So on the other side of it, imagine me like rushing, right? I'm like looking at the time. I'm like, yo, dinner needs to be done already, and then it's like we need to hurry up and eat, and I'm like, yo, if I have you to help me.
So what if I called you at 4 a.m. in the morning when I'm still busting ass in the ER, right? And you sleeping and I'm like, yo, what you doing, sleeping right now? I'm like, I'm over here sweating balls.
But on the other, this is a real deal conversation with us, right? I want you guys to see this, right? But on the other thing about that, right? When you come home, besides the fact that, like, I don't know how he does it, but he knows how to bust the door open. He busts the door open. You sleep without any interruptions, you know? I'm not calling you to help me or anything like that when you are home and like sleeping. So you do have uninterrupted sleep, right? When I'm here, I'm still like, is that Kellan? Well, should Kellan now bust his door open? All that I'm thinking by myself.
Baby, but you see what you're doing right now is what I'm getting at. Is that you're making a comparison of the statement, and that's why you got so offended by the statement, rather than acknowledge what I was saying at the time. Was what you said wasn't a progressive thing. It was kind of a passive aggressive thing that you said, like, you know, you could be doing this or doing that. It wasn't like, even if you had said, even with an annoyed like, babe, help me now so we can get Kellan to sleep. Yo, open the buckle. I would have been like, alright, yeah, for real, yo. I wasn't thinking. I'm like, kind of. But you said it like, you know, you could have been doing this, right? And I was like, yo,
you kind of brushed on it, though. You kind of brushed on it. Because, again, stay-at-home mom and all that stuff, right? And this might not be true for everybody, but we have an active sex life, right? So, if you are adding... Whoa, but no, I'm saying that as though... Not saying this is a responsibility or anything, but the quicker we get him to bed, the quicker we can edit and do, and I can finish all the other stuff. We can, you know, sit down and have, you know, these type of dynamics and talk, because this is a part of our intimacy, right? Okay. And then we can sit down and have our real, you know, type stuff, right? But when you now, if you don't help me with that when you are home, right? Then dishes now after this we gotta go downstairs, clean up downstairs. By the time I finish with all that, by the time I edit for, you know, an hour or so, who have time to be putting their legs in the air? You tired.
Baby, but, okay. So first of all, we've already done the research on this and seen that the biggest obstacle and, like, leading, like, role that someone normally has when that ends up leading to divorce and arguments is when somebody becomes stay at home, right? Because I think there's an undervaluing of what that person is doing at home, and it's like, I never clock out if I'm at home, right? But again, my statement had nothing to do with a comparison to you.
I understand that now.
My statement was that you were saying something to me as if like, yo, why don't you get up and do something?
But I want you,
and you're making it seem as if I wasn't doing nothing for like the last 3 days. I wasn't just humping. I get home, I'm out of it. Like, yo, if you had said, babe, can you go upstairs and go bathe Kellan? You have never gotten a response from me like, yo, nah, I'm tired, you do that. You've never gotten a response like that. Ever. And like, yo, that sounds absolute shit. But like, seriously, whenever you ever ask me, you might, you can say you can ask me for something, and like,
taking like a long time to do it, and then I'm like, I'll just do it myself.
Which you can be impatient. I can tell you that, because sometimes you ask a question to do something, and if I don't get up and move like the second you ask me to do it, you're like, oh, don't worry, I'll do it. And I'm like, yo, damn, you just asked me to do it, bro. Like, take out the garbage. Babe, can you take out the garbage? All right, yeah, I'm gonna take it out in a second. That's like, don't worry, I'll do it. And I'm like, yo, you just asked me to take out the garbage. All right, I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna take it out. There's other times I'll bring up one that, like, today you asked me, can you go get me something to put on because you had just come home, right? I think what happened was I was a little, like, out of it. Like I told you, like, my mouth is hurting me, and I'm a little, like it's tomorrow's my birthday, and I wasn't, like, hyped up or whatever. And, like, by the time I saw you going up the stairs, I was like, damn, she did ask me to go get her something. And, like, it was more a slip my mind and being tired. But, like, I kind of messed up with that. And you didn't make a big deal out of it, so I appreciate that and whatever, right? So I'm not going to act like I'm perfect. You asked me to do something, I always do it, is whatever. But what I'm saying is, you've never gotten, like, where you asked me to do something and I'm like, yo, for real? Like, maybe the only example you could say is, it was, what was last night I worked? Wednesday into Thursday morning, right?
You work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
So Tuesday into Wednesday? Okay. So it was like Wednesday morning, and you were like, yo, call this lady from the mortgage place. Oh, yeah. And it was like 9:30 in the morning, and I was like, now? And you're like, I guess not. And I was like, I didn't say it like, damn. Have you spoken to
that person yet? So that, you know.
Did I call them?
You call them like 8 o'clock at night.
Come on, like, I get it, but okay, I could have put more effort, but so anyway, the point of what I'm saying is, that's where communication can get off, because the thing is, I think you are pent up with the amount of stress that you have, but you're also now taking something that I'm saying and twisting it into something I didn't say. You solving for X in what I said, and what I said was just simply, I think you underestimate how much downtime I have. But like, that's not saying when I you got all the downtime in the world.
When I text you, what did I say? I said, I'm not upset. And I realized that that's not what you're saying. But what I want you to understand is, I think you do the same thing. So when I was responding to you last night, you pull out the text message, pull out the receipts. That's what I was saying.
I get what you were saying, but like,
but in the initial, it hurt me because it was like, yo.
But that's like if I said, babe, you always leave the bowl in a sink unwashed, and you're like, well, you always leave the toilet seat up, and it's like, bro, like, I get what you're saying, but we're not talking about the toilet seat. We talking about the bowl right now. Like, no, that's almost as if saying, though, I don't have the right to say that to you because I've done the same thing in the past. So I think it was important to communicate this, because this is how communication gets misconstrued.
Okay, so sorry. I want to just stick a pin on. This was a live conversation. This was how we speak, and this is how you might look at this and be like, "Did you guys really like come to consensus or anything about this situation?" This was not like a right or wrong. This wasn't an agreement. This was
this wasn't a hypothetical like the other things. Like, this was a real practical.
This was a real practical. But I want you guys to see that this is how. I don't want to say good communication,
no, but this is how we communicate.
Healthy communication. But no, this is an example of healthy communication, right? Neither of us have raised our voices, and this is still something that that we're probably going to deal with, you know, because I am dealing with the responsibilities, the dynamic, the emotions of being a stay-at-home. But it's something that I am processing, right? So maybe I am oversensitive to what is going on when he, you know, with how he, I think, where I think he views me being a stay-at-home mom. But again, it's like, this is going to be a continuous conversation. But I wanted you to see.
I just want to make sure that we do this for the future, because I don't want you to be able to say to me, like, babe, I think you underestimate like how tired I am.
Yeah,
and then for me to look at you and be like,
I'm tired.
Yo, what you trying to say? Like, what do you think? I'm at work sleeping? And it's like, bro, that I didn't say nothing to you about work. I'm talking about me at this moment in time. My situation is this. Like, yes, you might see me on my phone doing nonsense, but I don't get time to do nonsense. You know what I mean?
Because like Dan can say, like the last like 2 or 3 days is like the first time you've seen me like take a nap. I usually don't take a nap during the day because I have to be editing and whatever and getting videos out for you guys. So it's just
which
like
is
I'm
super
tired.
important, because that's you know, it's
part of self-care and stuff like that. So yeah, just because you're not working a typical 9 to 5, as a partner, understand that there can be a lot going on with your partner's body, with your partner's mental. So just be supportive of that. And just like Dan said, is like, I may be underestimating the fact that, like, you know, he just, and of all people, right? Someone who's gone through working 6 days straight at times, I understand the toll that it can make on your body.
She don't want to do it all of a sudden. Now she don't want to do the whole
cover it up.
Peace, love, and nappiness or whatever.
Love, I think it's one of a kind. There's something special about your love. I want it all the time. You will always be my inspiration.